So this red oak lumber we got from a store in Germiston at about 26,100 Rand per cube, which was fairly a good price for the wood we got, being red oak. And I started off the rest of the kitchen. So in total, I had about 4 countertops that I need to build. 2 were for the kitchen island, and the other 2 were for the kitchen sink countertops. Very, very nice. I loved the detail in the wood, how solid this wood was. It really just impressed me quite a lot, having worked with quite a different spectrum of species. This being the first time I worked with oak, really became one of my favorite species to work with. So we didn't have a lot of time to finish this project as we just returned from our honeymoon in Thailand on the 15th of September, and we were due to move into the house by the 30th of September. So all in all, we had about 15 days to complete everything, from the kitchen to the tops, to have it installed in time. And yes, it was quite the challenge to complete everything. For those who do house renovations, I'm sure you know that this is not an easy task to do. So here I'm just giving you a quick detour of our home and what we were busy with currently. And as you can see, there was a lot of work being done, from stripping down walls, building new walls, and painting obviously had to follow. And this was just hectic. But nonetheless, we proceeded, pressed forward, and we continued by completing this project before the due date. And as you can see here, we still had a lot of work ahead of us. And here's just a few short clips of how our yard looked compared to how it now looks. There was a lot of rubble inside our yard, obviously from the building, and there was a lot of work still ahead with this build. Here we come to our foyer entrance. We had that window fixed into the wall, and as you can see, we still had a lot of challenges ahead of us. This is the backyard. There's Mossy busy with the pipes, but as you can see, it's still a lot of work ahead of us, and that's Rocky. So back to the woodworking, we still had a lot of work to do. Had to get these planks cleaned up with a planer. I'm using a Ryobi 318mm planer. It's not the best planer, but for a beginner this might work, and depending on the workload you have for it. But yeah, as I mentioned, I had to plane a lot of planks to get these island and kitchen tops ready for our home. So I would like to take the time now to ask, if you're still tuned in, if you're only tuned in now, this would be a great time for you to like and subscribe my channel. It will really just help our business. We really appreciate every single one subscriber who has subscribed to us, and it really helps our business at the end of the day. Now, I know I'm not the best woodworker. I don't have all these grand tools that help you with mass production and all those things, but I really, at the end of the day, just want to show people that anybody can do this. If you just got a few tools with you, or that you can use, you can create a lot of things. I've created from simple projects as chopping boards to high-end river tables. So anything is possible if you just have the right tools. And I started from scratch about 3 years ago, and with the money that I had, I bought my first tool. I bought a circular saw, and that was all I had. The rest I borrowed from friends, and slowly but surely I got to purchase a sander, and then it became, more and more tools. So I just want to encourage people that are starting a business now with woodworking, or starting side hustle projects, to just continue doing that. So after planing them, we trimmed them with the table saw, as you saw in the previous clips, using a technique that I got from the internet, where you basically put the boards together and screw them together with a cross piece on the bottom side, and then run it through the table saw. and that creates a perfect joint line, even though it might not be 100% straight. And it worked perfectly. I must say, it's the first time I've tried this technique, and it really impressed me. So here I'm just using a rubber brush that is actually for braaiing. For those South Africans who might recognize that, it's actually a brush you normally use to marinate your meat, but it worked perfectly for gluing these pieces, or actually just spreading the glue. And I used Alkalin's ultra fast drying glue, which just works perfectly for projects you really want to glue up overnight and start working with, let's say, the next day. So because I wanted to start working with these guys straight away and wanted to keep the thickness of the wood, I clamped them together with my steel table to ensure that it be flat as possible, so that I do not have to actually flat it again and only sand it. And here I am busy just clamping it together with these Pony Jorgensen clamps, which are amazing clamps. I highly recommend them. And because of the glue line that was cut very, very straight on the table saw, I didn't even have to apply a lot of pressure. These clamps were just so easy to work with. And yes, yeah, I got confused a little bit on how to get them set straight. This was the longer clamp, I think the 1.5 meter clamp, and that is my wife Jessica helping me out there. And at the end of the day, I had to make another plan by moving the top a bit more to the middle. And here you can see we're just clamping it to the table to keep it nice and straight before we tighten the Pony Jorgensen clamps to apply the pressure. So due to the time restraint, I didn't manage to get all the footage for sanding and cutting it to its final size. But I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for the guys who subscribed and watched the video until the end. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. What do you think about the end product, the wood working in the kitchen? Do you think that I could have done something else? And yeah, I just want to thank everybody for watching. Everybody who watched until the end. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys watching the videos, and I hope you guys learned something. And until next time, I hope you guys have a blessed day, and yeah, enjoy the end product.